Good evening. Let me see. Good evening, y'all. I'm going to let everybody go ahead and get in here. Oh, Lord, we got Craig in the house. Craig Hall. He entered into the transfer portal. That's Mr. Alabama State now. What's up, Craig? What's up, Craig? Pacifico. Nephew. How is everybody doing tonight? Thank you. Y'all get in here so we can talk some mess and then go to bed. We can't be on here all night long. We're going to do an hour and a half max. An hour and a half max. So, yeah, y'all go ahead and like the stream. Let me go ahead and get right on into it. Okay. So thank you once again for joining me tonight for a Tuesday night live. It's week 1 HBCU football. It is here. The moment we've all been waiting for. All these opinions are getting ready to be put to rest, right? All the opinions that everybody's had, and
it's just opinion. That's all it is. It's just opinion. It's just opinion. That's all it is. It's just opinion.
It's just an opinion, but all that's coming to a rest. And I have some really funny clips tonight, so we're gonna have fun, okay? And then we're gonna talk our usual mess and go on about our business. So first order of business is, of course, the HBCU community topics. You know, what's been going on as of late in the community. Of course, this past weekend was the Battle of the Bands. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up on the screen. And then you tell me, what do you guys see wrong with it? Just go ahead and just start off. I gotta go quick because we can only be on here an hour and a half. Can somebody in the chat please tell me what is going on with this picture? I'm gonna stay right over here for y'all. Somebody in the chat, can you please explain to me how you gonna fix it? It's HBCU football, but a big part of HBCU football is the band. And this, how you gonna fix it? How you gonna fix that? Who did that? Uh-oh. They said it's too late to fix it. It's not too late because what you don't want this to happen is you don't want it to be reoccurring. The OV hate. So it said Brass acknowledging that this is Prairie View over here. You in timeout. She said the lines are crookeder than Brett Favre. I am done. Okay. Oh, so you know this has to be the Prairie View marching band, right? Because said per usual, he always has an answer. It might be that Prairie View had 8 wins in the SWAC last year. It might be that it was intentional that they were shaped like this. He gonna have an answer, okay? And the answer is it was an intentional design. Okay. All right. He said it was intentional, so we gonna go with that. And shout out to my nephew Jay because Jay's got all the good stuff, right? So okay, so they said that this was intentional. So now I'm getting ready. And Dre, of course, Dre, you know he gonna keep it on him. So we're gonna go and look at something else, and you tell me whether or not it was intentional, okay? Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know whether or not this was intentional. Uh-oh. Who gonna speak up for these folks right here? Was this intentional? Oh, dang. Y'all ain't even see it. Intentionally crooked. See, I ain't trying to be messy, y'all. I'm bringing you the news. So I'm going to be neutral in this live. What was happening here? Was this intentional? Craig Hall. He was intentional. Was this intentional? Who from Texas Southern can speak up to that? Poor young man. They said that was his rendition of pants on the ground, walking around town with his pants on the ground. Okay. Thank you, Dre, for that wonderful following of the Battle of the Bands. But overall, I don't know who got a chance to look at some of the performances. Overall, the main theme was too many folks was playing They Not Like Us. Some were playing it too slow. Some were playing it too fast. But did y'all hear that the Wildcats got a remix? They got a remix to their song. I have never I like it the way it is, right? But apparently they done had a remix, and I'm gonna let you guys listen to it. This is their remix to their fight song, just a small clip. poet. I love that song. I know Mr. Ford likes it too. I wonder how Mr. Ford feels about the remixed version. Hear that, Mr. Ford? Oh, they said this is the old Wildcat song transitioning to something. Well, put me on game. So what y'all think about that one? I like it. I like that. I like it. I like it. All right. Okay. One more HBC. Let me see what else I got in this HBCU streets. Let's go. Oh, I have some pictures of Mississippi Valley's field. It has gotten updated. It looks so nice. So nice. Oh, and this, I would, but we already know what's up. So this right here is, of course, the Sonic Boom of the South. I didn't necessarily want to play one of their clips because I didn't want for other bands to feel, destroyed again on my live. I didn't want to do that to them, right? And Alcorn will be marching in the Macy's Day Parade in 2025. Look at that. Just awesome, right? Let me see if I can find the last little bit of HBCU news. If you got some HBCU news, don't be scared to drop it. Okay? Don't be scared. Don't be scared. So this, of course, is Mississippi Valley State, like an update on their field, because as you guys know, they have gotten some upgrades, compliments of Mississippi Valley State football. Of course, my nephew, Jay, posted it on his Twitter, so I'll be utilizing that. And it's not 100% completely finished, but they putting the finishing touches on it, and it looks good. All they need is the numbers, and I'm guessing they're going to put the pitchfork or they're going to put the devil in the middle of the field. Which one do you think it'll be? See, you being messy. You being messy, Danon. Don't make me call you out and make you come up here and explain yourself. That looks so beautiful. So congratulations to Mississippi Valley State. I'm gonna say I think the devil should go in the middle. You think the devil should go in the middle? Y'all are saying that real strong, like go ahead and put the devil in there. No, definitely the vampire in Brooklyn in the middle. FAMU versus NSU, the largest ever for the SWAC MEAC challenge. So what EA means is he means the largest viewership ever, which we can definitely pull that up as well. Since we're dropping HBCU news in the chat, EA wants it to be known that they were the most watched, up 40% from last year's Jackson State versus South Carolina State. So I will say a couple of things about that, which I noticed. I'm not taking away from FAMU or Norfolk State, but it is one thing that I have noticed, and that is that there are a lot of sports bettors that are tuning in to games with HBCU football in them. Normally, those are like throwaway games. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and there was 3,000 people watching Hawaii versus Delaware State. And there was a sizable amount of folks that were actually rooting for Delaware State to win. Of course, because they bet that they would cover the spread, but nonetheless, they were watching and tuned in. Ain't nobody care. No. I was tuned in because I was ready to see FAMU get their ass whooped. I ain't gonna lie. No. Let's just keep it a buck. It's the first HBCU game. Why wouldn't we tuned in? Whether you was tuned in to see them win, lose, draw, or you was there to see the band, there's nothing wrong with supporting our MEAC, our fellow MEAC members in HBCU football. So of course we're gonna watch the MEACs compete against each other. When one HBCU football team does good, especially when it comes to viewership, we all do good. It was the only game on. That's what Freddie G pointed out. It was on ABC. It was on ABC last year. But like I said, there are a lot of sports bettors that are tuned in to some of these games that they normally wouldn't watch. I was tuned in, but it was putting me. Okay, so I ain't gonna lie, that was a long ass game. I was thinking, oh, it starts at 7:30. It should be over by 10. 9. It should be over by 9:30. It was free. Okay, and free. Why not? And on top of that, I'm over here, I'm scouting because I want to know what y'all got and what y'all don't got. And I got a lot of information too. Y'all was barking about how good y'all were, shaking that rattler about we're this, that, and the third. Y'all was bragging different. We were basically watching live film. That's what it was. So congratulations to the MEAC Swac Challenge on those numbers. And I didn't bookmark that, so I did not. I'm not even going to hold you. I didn't bookmark that stat. Let me see if I did bookmark. Anything else? Is there anything else? Are all hearts and minds clear before we move on? Oh, my goodness. So, I actually have a special guest. So the other day, there was a large hoopla about bands and, especially after the Battle of the Bands, there's a lot of bands who want to compete at that level, or they feel like they should elevate their bands. And so I have a special guest with me here tonight, and he's going to basically talk about bands and clear the air. Hey, Dr. D.
What's going on, Simone? How you doing?
I'm good. So Do I give the background story to yesterday?
No, you give the background story.
Oh, okay. All right. So yes, the other day I was being funny. I mean, it wasn't really anything, which is that I'll just go ahead and play the clip, and then I will let Danon go from there. Of course, we had our lovely Mr. Ford.
Well, he started it.
Yeah, so we're gonna watch this clip. It was from a couple of weeks ago, but I posted it, and so we're gonna go ahead and play it, and we're gonna get a breakdown.
Can y'all help Howard get at least 125 pieces in the band?
Okay. Can I speak on this?
Yeah.
I'm glad you raised that. I'm glad you raised this. I'm
125.
okay. For those who don't know, I'm a graduate of Howard, and I spent 8 years working at Howard in student affairs.
Right.
And the cheerleaders, Miss Howard, student governor, all those components was under me, and I had to work hand in hand with Dr. Newsom for the band.
Right.
During those years, back in the 90s, we had 200 pieces, right?
No.
Over 200. Yeah, back in the 90s.
Okay.
But when you had a change in the presidents who took scholarships away, so when Kamala Harris got inaugurated in the office, I'm in DC. They had the Howard University band marching, and I said, "Is that the pep band?" And nah, Dana, and that's the full band. I said, "Nah, we ain't talking about 45 people. Don't do it. Why y'all embarrassing the school like that?" And then when we went to the Celebration Bowl, I would have told them don't even go on the field.
Right. That's
Because it doesn't. I played in the band. So you cannot put a small band like that on the field against like a FAMU, Jackson State, Southern. You just gonna look bad, and that's not the image of Howard. So
let me ask you: was it Wayne F. Fredericks who was anti-band? Who was it?
It was Wayne. It was Dr.
Wayne F. Fredericks.
Yeah, he was anti because he was slowly pulling away, and I know it's gonna be some people that hear this, but I don't care. Okay.
So if you have 45 people, like how many drums is?
All right, so you get the gist of it. You know. So,
So look, there was some Twitter fire yesterday, and so, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead and clear the air.
So there was some Twitter fire. So let me just be clear. Howard University should have a 300-piece band, period. Because if you're going to be the number one HBCU, the bands are the tip of the spear for marketing for the school. That's the bottom line. And you have to put the scholarships. So no one is telling me what the number is, what is 125, 150, but it's a low number. And what I was trying to suggest is that when you put the bands on the field, when you were 11,000, 12,000 students at a school, you put your band on the field with less than 100 band members. We're talking about band, not the whole entire piece. And I think that Howard is counting, they said 150. But when we looked at the picture on the Celebration Bowl, it clearly is not 150 band members. And I don't know how they got up to that number. They said they including the cheerleaders, but I don't see the cheerleaders on the field. So I don't understand that.
So my question is this: why is there so much back and forth regarding getting scholarships? Can you explain that, the scholarship situation? Because some people said that Howard is $60,000 a year, and they're not able to recruit students with 4.0 GPAs that can actually play in the band. Isn't Bethune-Cookman a private institution, and they have
yeah, Bethune-Cookman is a private institution, and their bands like it just depends on if a university is going to take the band serious and put it as a marketing strategy. Because when I hear people say that, oh, we can't find band members with 4.0s, you got a football team. Everybody on the football team doesn't have a 4.0. It doesn't matter. It's about the scholarships. If you don't have those scholarships in place, if you cut the scholarship, it forces band director to how can I say it? Not break the rules, but skirt the official way. For example, you may have some band that may have players in the band but never graduated, but they're still there. They're 6 years hanging around or 8 years hanging around. So you still have that going on. So, which is a violation. And some schools.
So basically, they're saying that it's Howard is a very hard school to get into. Your premise is that all the football players that are recruited don't have 4.0s.
No, yeah, it's not hard. It's not hard to get in. That's the academic side. If you're trying to go to Howard University without a scholarship, yes, it is hard to get in because of the requirements. Like they had 35,000 applicants, and they accepted a class of I think 2,200 or 2,800. Okay. So,
well, they said you need to open up your wallets and you need to donate since you run in your mouth so much. What do you have to say about that?
My family, well, somebody said that I need to donate to the school.
Yeah, they said you need to open up your pockets. You jaw jacking and you need to donate to the school.
Okay, well, my family has an endowment in my dad's name at Howard University, class of 1953, architecture. School of Architecture and Engineering, class valedictorian, class president. I'm not going to state how much it is, but there's an endowment in the School of Architecture where my dad passed away. So,
okay.
I mean, I'm just
clearing the air because there's
no. Let me clear the air. People don't look. I've had 35 family members graduate from Howard. I worked at Howard 2 years after I graduated from school. I was the youngest administrator on Howard's campus. I was 21 going into 22 when I started working at Howard University. I started working in September of 1990 under Dr. Jennifer.
Were you just an errand runner, or did you actually have an actual position? Because some people said you wasn't even dealing with the band to know anything about it.
Okay, so my position was I was the associate director of student activities in the Blackburn building. Okay. Under my purview, I dealt with auxiliary entities such as the cheerleaders, Mr. and Mrs. Howard, homecoming, and student government organizations came under my purview.
Well, I mean, what does that have to do with the band, though? It's not like you had anything to do with the band.
Yeah, well, working in that role, the band and the cheerleaders had to get coordinated working together. So I was working with the band on that piece, but also when we used to travel, I can say this now, but back then, I did a game changer. Instead of putting the auxiliaries when we had to travel, say like the Circle City Classic, instead of trying to get a Delta or United Airline, I actually booked a chartered airplane flights for the football team.
In the 90s? You was chartering flights in the 90s?
Yeah. I actually put it on my American Express. It's
my
fault.
Can I be a authorized user underneath that credit card? Dang.
No, you couldn't get the card if you had bad credit. So
you book it.
So anyway,
wait. Let me bring on Mr. Ford because it's his fault anyway.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Ford.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You over here causing drama on Twitter.
But listen, I want you to know back in the 90s, I used to recruit for Howard's football team. I was a big fan of Steve Wilson. I don't know if y'all remember Steve Wilson.
Steve Wilson, yeah. He and I worked hand in hand together.
Yeah.
We had, I had a cheerleader coach under me, and the coaches reported to me, but the football coach was saying, Danny, we need the cheerleaders to do this when we're down. We need the cheerleaders to do these types of things, right? Then we had to coordinate with the band. Like we had to get the band knowing when our guys got the ball coming into the end zone, the band shouldn't be playing. When the other team coming down, you keep trying to play and make noise. These are the coordination and things like that we were doing, you know? So I was responsible for assisting with travel. Now, sometimes the band would say, hey, Danny, we need to find a way to help us out or whatever. And the same thing with the cheerleaders. So I said, why don't we just get a charter flight? It's cheaper. I saved about 30% of the money and booked us on charter flight, put it on my credit card. It was like, I think $110,000, paid it off 30 days later. But I did that a lot because it was university business.
Okay. So basically what you're saying is you are qualified to speak on some of the issues that happened to Howard's marching band, which is the reason why that it is the way that it is now. Basically, academics was more important for some of the presidents that came in, and the band became almost like a extracurricular or afterthought.
Yeah.
Is that so? You know,
let me tell you this. I worked under 3 presidents, but people forget one person that was an interim president. And if she would have made it, she would have been the first female president at Howard. That's Dr. Joyce Latner.
She was from Mississippi.
Yes.
What you know about it, Mr. Ford? Let me get your 2 cents. Hold on, David.
Yeah, she was a brilliant woman. She was a brilliant woman. She was in the Mississippi movement. Remember when they had the Freedom Summer? Yep. It was her and her sister. Them famous people.
I don't even think that was in the 90s.
No, they from the 60s. I think
I know about the movement. Mr. Ford, tell us about the movement.
You remember Medgar Evers? They had Freedom Summer, which was after Medgar Evers was murdered. They brought all the Northern and Black students to the Mississippi to register the people, and they started those freedom schools. They were involved in that.
Yep.
Well,
Dr.
in the 60s, I wouldn't have been allowed to get into Howard in the 60s now.
Well, Howard had the brown paper bag test. So I was so fortunate. I mean, I love my time working at Howard. And in particular, by me working in the office that I worked in, I actually had all the yearbooks going back from the 1920s that was in my office, right? When you look at Howard, everybody was lily white almost. And you had a brown paper bag test. The only way you can get into Howard, if you was darker than the paper bag, you had to be the valedictorian of the school. My dad wouldn't have got into Howard in 48. But he got in because he was dark skinned, but he got in because he was a valedictorian.
Mr. Ford, is that true?
I mean, we had colorism now. That was all over. Listen, we did worship Black people who had European features.
Well, Sean is in the chat, so I mean,
we did do that. But
now you might as well come on up here and hear the air.
Listen, and even today, you got to remember, there's only one Black university that has a law school and a hospital, and that's Howard University.
That's right.
FAMU attempted to do it in the 90s. FAM said they wanted to be like Howard. They wanted a law school and they wanted a hospital. They wanted a medical school.
Mr. Ford,
the state of Florida said they would only give them a law school. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Mr. Ford, we also own our own hotel.
Right, that's right.
Back in the 90s. That was called.
Yeah. Well, you're the richest. Howard is the richest Black school. Howard has $900 million endowment.
Yes, and that's still low. The endowment should be about 1.6 million.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean billion. $1.6 billion. So they're still behind. It's far more than in a Black college. But
I mean, I know that the endowment is used for emergency purposes, but good Lord, can y'all get some at least 250 scholarships? You know what? I got an idea. Instead of having less than 100 people with the cheerleaders and
I don't count. You can't count the cheerleaders because
Yes,
Well,
you
listen,
can.
that kind of stuff depends on the president. There was a president. Okay, now Swigert, what's his name? Swigert or Seegert? What was his?
Swagger. He came after Dr. Just to give you the history, Dr. Latner was interim president after Dr. Jennifer left. She was vying for the position.
Right.
So in 1994, she actually, to cut the budget, she had a mass firing of employees on the campus. After that mass hiring, then the board voted to have Dr. Jennifer as the president. Okay. So I mean, Dr. Swagger as the president. And
he hated sports. He hated extracurricular. He was a fat lawyer. He didn't like sports. He didn't.
This is what happens.
Let me say this. His office, we were working with the president's office to how to address the activities of what students do on campus. So he turned around. It just took him a while. He wanted to run it a certain way. And so his interaction with the students, changed, and over time it got better. But he wasn't.
The thing that made me mad with him was Howard for years had their homecoming game at RFK.
Yes.
And he made them leave RFK and come back to campus. Now, the one you talking about, Dr. Jennifer, he was for sports. He was for the band and all that.
Yes.
He was for that. Yes. I mean, he was a big time cheerleader, was at all the games and everything.
Yeah. But Swagger had to come back because the alums protested. I mean, they were raising a lot of hell. They said they wanted the game because the problem was, like any other game, going to a classic. When we played our games at RFK, we never filled up the top part of the stadium. I was always suggesting give away the tickets on the top floor so you can invite the bands and local jurisdictions to come. Because the game it's not going to look right with 20,000 people in a 53,000 seat arena.
Now, when I was in school, they would have 50 when they would play A&T for homecoming. Yes. When the A&T would come to DC for homecoming, they would have 50,000.
You would, yes, that's true.
Yeah, they would have 50 for A&T. But he didn't. He was terrible. I liked the Jennifer. Now, when I was in school, it was Dr. James Cheeks, and Cheeks didn't care nothing about sports either. He was a minister.
Yeah, he wasn't a sports guy. So Cheeks was there when I was a student at Howard. So Dr. Cheeks. And, most of the presidents at Howard, they either come in on a protest or they get fired because of the protest. So
when I was in college, my junior year, Cheeks closed down the Hilltop, the student newspaper.
Yeah.
And it was a big uproar up in D.C. about that because that was like the best student newspaper in all of Black college journalism. And he closed it down because they were very critical of him.
Yeah, he did. He caught a lot of flack from that. And so we had
okay, so I'm gonna bring Mr. Sean up to the
this Sean. What's up, Sean?
And then for those of you that are here for the week 1 predictions, we are definitely going to get in them in like about 10 minutes. We'll go ahead and move right on to it. So this is Sean. Sean is coming to the table, and he's gonna discuss from his point of view about he's going to clear the air, and I'm going to just get off, and I'll let y'all do whatever it is. Yeah. Go ahead, Sean. What do you want to talk about the band, or you want to clear the air about the historical background of the band?
Listen, man, I'm a Howard baby, a true Howard baby. The band ordeal doesn't start with Swigert. It doesn't end with Swigert. It starts with Revo and goes on to Frederick. Frederick's not to fully blame for the band ordeal. Folks got to remember, Dr. Newsom was at Howard for a very, very, very long time. I mean, a very long time. And I think on the history perspective of it all, Wayne A.I. Frederick got a lot of heat for a lot of the current issues that Howard is dealing with. But also, people need to understand too that without Wayne A.I. Frederick, Howard University's endowment probably wouldn't be as large as it is. Wayne A.I. Frederick is the money man. Now, again, I give the man some grace. He's not fully blameless, but I think the dark times of Showtime truly began with Robo.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. That's when it started. Yeah.
So we can't sit here when Dan, I know you. Do you know me? Do you remember me?
Yeah, I remember you.
You know me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know who I am though.
Yeah.
You sure?
I'm positive.
You sure?
Yeah,
okay. As long as yes.
Yeah.
Roberta McLeod. So yes, I get pissed. I get angry. I do. Cause I'm like, yo, all the alums out here complaining about Showtime. Hey man, go find out some cash. I don't care about the whole architecture thing. I don't care about how many people done graduated from Howard. I don't care about that. Everybody knows where the darkness began, and everybody knows where it may or may not end. I fully believe it'll end with this new administration. I do. I think that the whole situation with Showtime, it's more than just money. It's Howard has an extensive application requirement that to some may feel like, oh, y'all a little too steep for me, both financially and on the academics. Well, that's not a Howard problem, because we're gonna still get the cream of the crop of students, just like a Jackson State, just like a Prairie View, just like a Texas Southern, just like a Hampton. We're gonna get those creme de la creme group of kids. Now, another thing could be interest. All right, how many kids are you recruiting in at true musicians? Do we really know the numbers? We probably don't. So you have that situation. Now, when it comes to athletics, we all know the line can be curved a little bit to the point where it's like, okay, play standards, he or she meets a certain requirement where he's allowed in or she's allowed in or whatever the case may be, and they're good. Well, like you said, Dana, a kid can't, without those requirements, with scholarship or not, can't skirt around that. So that's a whole other situation. Then we also have a situation of, let's talk about DC. If Howard did a better job, I'm not going to say a better job. I'm not going to say that. If Howard had a better opportunity to recruit true band kids from around the city and around the area geographically, and those kids meet the standards to actually get into the university, we wouldn't be saying, oh, these kids shouldn't perform here or shouldn't perform there. And that's the thing with me. I don't think it's our place as alum, Dana, to say, hey, just because this is a 50-piece band, that these kids shouldn't perform at the Celebration Bowl. Just because this is a 50-piece band, these kids shouldn't perform at inauguration for Kamala Harris. Blah, blah, blah. When people know band culture and understand band and the students in the band, some of these bands are the only reason why these kids are in school. These bands are the only reason why some of these kids have somewhere to go every year. These bands are why a lot of these kids embark on their dreams and do what they need to do. So for me, as an alum of Howard, and for you, for somebody that I've known all of my life, not half, not a little, not a 1 year, 2 year. Yo, I used to chill in this man's office as a kid and just watch this man work. Literally, watch this man work. So when I saw it, I said, that ain't the Dana I know. It can't be Dana. Yes, I ain't gonna lie to you, Dana. I was hot. I was hurt. I was like, yo, I can't hear Dana saying it. Let me say, oh, I don't care if folks get mad. No, bro. We need you to get mad. Why? Because you're an alum. Hold on. You're an alum, number one. Mm-hmm. And you're an admin. It's one thing. It's one thing to talk crazy about the house when you are in the house with other people from the same house. It's different when you talk crazy outside the house for folks that ain't in the house. So, and I told Pomona, I said, hey, I don't have a problem with the question that Dr. Ford asked. Everybody's been curious about our situation. Everybody. The situation also with Dr. Newsom is well documented with the scholarships. And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, 2019, I think is when Dr. Newsom, that 2019 and 2017, whatever the case may be. Unfortunately, yes, Frederick inherited the nonsense with the scholarships. He did. So if we're gonna be honest, the blood is on Frederick's hands to fix Showtime. But unfortunately for Frederick, his mind was focused on STEM. His mind was focused on the money of STEM. Hence why all those STEM projects that popped up all over campus. We got a bunch of STEM kids. We got contracts with the government. All that good stuff that today folks were mad about because of course, you know, what's going on overseas and things of that nature. The fact of the matter is, Rebo had it and did it. He did the dirt. He did us dirty. Unfortunately, again, I'm not making Frederick blameless in this at all. I'm just saying Frederick's administration wasn't the one that fully started this whole thing. His administration was the one that inherited it, had to take it on. Do I think this new administration is going to fix the problem? Absolutely. Dana, just wait and see. I give it 2 years.
I agree with you. So let's say this.
Right.
Let's say this. You and I both agree that the band should be about 300, right?
I'll say 250.
250. Okay, let's say 250 to 350. That's not hard to hit, but you have to put the scholarships in place, and you have to put the travel budget, because you can have a big band, and then when it's time for the band to travel to another school that's a non-classic, it has to be paid for, right?
Right.
So it's a two-head. Like I made my statements because I love the band. I played in the band. Okay, I actually had scholarships to many schools coming out of high school, but I love the band. The band is your marketing piece. It's the spirit of the institution, right? So when you start slowly cutting the band and then the band has to perform publicly, it makes the school look bad. You know what I'm saying? So we should, like, for example, I was at the Celebration Bowl in a suite. I was next to the suite with the vice president, right? And I know when she saw it, it's the visual, it's the perception, right? And I just want to be clear. That's why I said it'd be bad to go on the field. Not saying they shouldn't go on the field, but it's all this is about perception. Because when you have the school saying we are number one this, we number one that, and then when you see this on the field and you see like FAMU surrounding the whole entire football field, that's the optics don't look good. I want to make sure the optics look good on our behalf, and that we need alums to put pressure on the school to get the band straight.
That's fair. And again,
that's what I'm saying.
That's fair. And again, if you know, I'm hot about Howard. I get mad about it all the time, and it's cool. So if you felt the way when you saw them tweets, you know what, I'm man enough to say, you know, brother, I apologize.
No,
I apologize.
Okay, I knew you when you was a kid walking in my office. I just slapped you out the head.
I apologize. I apologize. My thing is,
you know, I apologize too, because I may have gone off and I'm passionate about the band. I love the band. And you know I used to travel with the band, the cheerleaders, and all of the things. So I knew the ins and outs. And I want the band to be at 300, because when Howard gets back to the Celebration Bowl again, and we're
gonna put everybody on notice that the Bison are gonna run it back. So
and also Larry Scott is gonna be the man. So, but we need to make sure that the band, because somebody put out there can we get the band to 250 before Miss Harris gets inaugurated? You can't do it. It's too late.
It's a fine arts thing, man. And
yeah. Oh, let me say one more thing. The band in DC, they cut out so many of the band programs at the high schools, the junior high school level. That's going on all across the country. So your pool is smaller, right? So when you see FAMU, Bethune-Cookman, because Bethune-Cookman was close to 400 when FAM had their problems. Most of those kids went to Bethune. That's why Bethune was almost at 400. And then you see Jackson State, Mississippi Valley State is over 200. I think last year they were like 235. So when we are Howard, I want us to be damn number one. And what that means, I want us to have a big band and the baddest band. And I can't brag because me knowing me who I am, it doesn't look like that. I can't brag on that. So let's get our game up.
And you know what? This is what it's all about. It's great to see two grown, educated, astute men talk it out and be able
to.
I used to slap him upside the head in Blackburn. Yeah, because his mother, Miss McLeod, she and I worked together. She was the director of Blackburn, and I see him all the time.
Just as long as you know that, now that we've figured out how y'all gonna fix it, just to let you guys know, you guys will still never be number one in the band. But
if we get 300
those numbers together for Madam President's inauguration, and if not, you can always have Madam President Kamala. She can call the Sonic Boom of the South the number one band in the land, and we'll fill in for y'all. We can talk about some football.
That's not gonna happen.
You said that's not gonna happen. Oh, all right.
Jackson State.
Come on now. Come on now.
The presidential inaugural committee invites all the bands to perform. They're not going to invite Jackson State.
Okay. Mr. Ford.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, they done hashed out their differences. We here to talk about some football, okay?
Okay. All right. See you later. Peace out. See you later, Sean.
And so that was a great session, I'm glad that y'all came to a consensus. Mr. Ford, you ready to talk about some football?
Yeah, I Sunday I rewatched the Norfolk FAMU game, and it was totally different from when I was at the game. And one of the things I realized, Norfolk should have knocked FAM out the first half, because one of the things I don't know, because I was just so shocked about the game period. FAM controlled the second half after watching it on TV. And FAM should have won that.
So FAM
FAM should have won the game by at least 2 touchdowns. Listen, Dean, they were getting ready to score when Dean did that fumble, but that Cobb kid missed a touchdown pass over there on about the 2 or 3 yard line going in. So they should have won. FAM should have won that game by 2 touchdowns.
Okay, so woulda, shoulda, coulda.
Mr. Ford. Yeah, that's what it could have, should have, could have. Yeah.
So FAMU was able to control the second half because they finally adjusted to the run, and Odoms.
Let me tell you something.
Didn't
after watching the game. Well, after watching the game yesterday,
who done made a phone call to you and straightened you right back up again? What now?
No, ain't nobody straightened up. But now, one thing I am concerned about is the defense coordination. Now, I believe that Joe Henry, because I do have a lot of respect for him, I think that because of his use of analytics, that they will get that offense is going to be explosive, because I think them wide receivers are better than the wide receivers they had last year. And I do believe that kid got set, or whatever, that kid wearing number 2, that kid is trying to go pro. He's trying to go pro. But I got some concerns about that defensive front. I really do. And the other thing is, I didn't think that I think his name is Patterson. Patterson didn't use his depth adequately enough for me. He really did.
Mr. Ford, we're on to week 1, so
yeah. Listen, this week 1 got some classics, baby. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that Texas Southern Prairie View game is gonna be exciting too. I think that's gonna be an exciting game.
You know that Texas Southern didn't name Chase as his QB1, right?
No.
So I don't know. No, he's not. He wasn't named quarterback 1, QB1.
Who was named?
Y'all go ahead and tell Mr. Ford in the chat.
Who did they name? Because I like that kid. That kid was good to me.
It was a young kid not named Chase. Jace Wilson. It's not him. He's not QB1. So if you from Texas Southern, go ahead and drop that name in the chat. Oh, they're running dual quarterback. I mean, most of the folks that are just trying to test the waters are running dual quarterbacks, I'm guessing.
Well, you can do that I remember Billy Joe played 3 quarterbacks for about the first 3 or 4 games. That was in 98. He played Jose Laureano, he played Mitch Moran, and then he played that kid was named Pat Bonner. Eventually Pat Bonner became the starter.
Well, I don't know. I feel like when you're playing that many quarterbacks, you don't really, I guess you're trying to figure out game day
you're trying to figure out
how are they going to react to certain situations. But
they do
quarterbacks that are getting pulled in and out of the game, that causes them to second guess their play, second guess their strategy. What am I doing wrong? And it puts a damper on their confidence. So for me, I would run with a QB1 automatically out the gate unless they just like royally F up, right?
Yeah, and sometimes they do royally F up. And I learned from Steve Spurrier a long time ago, when one ain't doing right, pull him out and put the other one in. I don't have no problem with playing 2 quarterbacks. I don't.
I'm glad EA said it. South Carolina State gonna beat the Rattlers.
Hey, that's gonna be a dog fight at Bragg, baby.
That's gonna be a dog fight. If that game is even close, boy.
Is it a sellout? Have they announced it as a sellout yet?
Well, you know they don't really have an AD, do they? How are they going to announce that?
They got Michael Smith. He's the interim AD, isn't he? Well, about the 4th or 5th time. They need an interim AD.
I see Antonio Hampton in the chat from TSU. As you can see, my SWAC predictions week 1 are on the right-hand side. And the team that I predict will win kind of like flicker. So as you can see, Tennessee State's not flickering because I got Valley winning that game. All right, so my picks.
You picking Valley to beat Tennessee State?
I am. Okay, so I got Jackson State beating ULM. Alabama State beating North Carolina Central. I saw a poll today that had North Carolina Central ranked 1st, and I was like, 1st with a new quarterback? Really? That was interesting. I got South Carolina State beating FAMU. Mr. Ford, these PWIs were on Twitter saying it's Bethune hate week, it's Alabama A&M hate week. I was like, we don't play those type of games. Y'all can skip right over us. We're not going to play hate week with y'all. All right. So I think Auburn's going to be Alabama A&M. It doesn't look like it's going to be pretty. USF is playing Bethune-Cookman. Didn't Coach Woody used to work at USF?
Wait a minute. Yeah. I think he did with Willie Taggart. Yeah. I know he worked in the Florida Atlantic, and I know he worked out there in the Pac-12. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then I got Valley beating Tennessee State. Didn't Tennessee State
Valley beating Tennessee State?
I know a team that didn't lose to Lane College is over here acting like they can't lose the Valley. Didn't Tennessee State lose to Lane College last year?
No, that was 2 years ago. I think it was on their yard.
It don't matter. They lost to them, and
Yeah, they
it
lost
was a
to 'em.
home
Yeah,
game. So let's not just
yeah.
act like y'all are just so good that you can't get beat by Valley.
You going out on a limb picking Valley to beat Tennessee State. And is that game in Nashville?
I don't know. Did you see the new facility or the new turf for Valley? Did you see it, Mr. Ford?
I saw the one for Clark. I saw the one for Albany State.
You didn't see the one for Valley?
No, I didn't see the one for Valley.
It is nice. It is really, really nice. But we're just trying to figure out, are they gonna put the pitchfork in the middle or the devil?
Probably put both in it, and they put the pitchfork and the devil.
Oh Lord, in the middle of the field. It's a really nice field. I am thoroughly impressed. So I always felt like the field gave Valley an edge, right? But congratulations on getting that. Here, I'm gonna pull it up so you can see it real quick. It's nice.
Okay.
So the only thing that they have to do now that it appears is probably, it doesn't look like they have the numbers down there yet. So the numbers and then the logo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Yeah, that looks good. Oh, yeah.
They have the new screen too. They are on the up and up. It is nice.
Does Alcorn come to Valley this year?
They do.
Okay. Well, and Jackson, what?
No, they come. Valley comes to us.
They come to the vet. Okay.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. So you are picking Valley to beat Tennessee State?
I am. Do you like that pick?
You had some wine, didn't you, before you started tonight? Didn't you?
No, I haven't been drinking wine since. Drinking wine since Braxton got home.
Oh, okay.
I gotta be on my P's and Q's with him. What you doing? I ain't been drinking no wine.
I can't believe you picking Valley to beat Tennessee State.
Oh, Mr. Ford. I was picking Norfolk State to beat FAMU.
They had their opportunity, because I still think if they had done some things in that first half, they could have knocked. They had FAM on the ropes in the first half, but they didn't knock them out.
They made too many self-inflicted mistakes.
Yeah, and they're too conservative. I'll tell you, you playing Division I AA football and you only throwing the ball 9 times, you might as well be running the wishbone or the wing tee.
All right. So we got Alcorn going to UAB. A lot of these are money games, right?
Oh, yeah.
FAMU has a money game against South Carolina State. Do you think Southern can beat McNeese? McNeese just lost this past week to Tarleton.
Yeah, I think if they play a good game, yeah. No turnovers and good execution, good defense, good special teams, yeah, offense. Because I think one thing Southern's going to be able to do, Southern's going to be able to quick strike people. I really do think they're going to be able to quick strike people.
Okay, what about Grambling versus the Raging Cajuns? They look like
they all
flickering over here. It don't look
we ain't
No,
we not beating no Raging Cajun.
Maybe instead of me saying they'll beat them, maybe I need to say they'll cover the spread.
Well, hopefully they will, but we ain't beating no Raging Cajun. That's not happening.
I can't believe you said Prairie View and Texas Southern's going to be a shootout, and Texas Southern hasn't named their quarterback. And on top of that, Prairie View's won the last 9 times. And on top of that, Texas Southern has a brand new coach that came in late. Where are you getting that from?
Yeah, but that's a rivalry. That was a home people. A lot of them guys know each other. You never know. Yeah, you're right. Prairie View is dominated, but I just got a feeling that might be a good game. I mean, who would have thought
So
that?
basically, we're gonna have a whole bunch of week ones where we have a lot of people losing, right? Because they're playing money games. So it's gonna be hard to. Okay, so for Jackson State versus ULM, it's gonna be a little bit different, and I'm gonna tell you why it's gonna be different. For ULM, it's gonna be different because ULM was 2-10 last year, right?
Right.
They didn't win one game in their conference. They were 0-8 in their conference. I just looked. And they're starting over, right? Basically from scratch.
Right.
They were recruiting some of the same JUCO student athletes that Jackson State was recruiting. You guys are recruiting the same ones, right? I don't know. I feel like the ULM versus Jackson State game, ULM and the refs versus Jackson State, it's going to definitely be close, right?
I think Jackson should win. Jackson should win that game.
I mean, the line is only 7.5, whereas every other game, the line is like 30 and 40 points. This is a really close game. Of course, the advantage, and we got the Sonic Boom of the South in the house. So the Sonic Boom of the South is coming. They have a bus that's leaving from Jackson State. I think they leave around 3:00 from the roundabout.
Right.
They chartered a bus for people to go.
Oh yeah.
And then it's not that far. ULM is not that far. It's just a skip jump. Now, of course, they said they got 2 buses full, Mr. Ford.
I'm quite sure this will be ULM's biggest game of the year. Jackson will bring a big crowd. This will probably be their biggest game of the year as far as attendance.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about this game. Our QB1, of course, is Jacoby and Morgan.
Right.
They rolling in there deep, Mr. Ford.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be, and we got the band coming too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Do you know how lit that's gonna be?
And all them Gremlin people will be at the game too. It scout y'all out.
The Gremlin folks will be there.
Yeah, them people in Monroe, they'll be there. They'll be there. That'll be the biggest game ULM will have as far as attendance.
Well, that's good. So, I wanted to bring up the quarterbacks that were named QB1. I want to say Prairie View announced their QB1, or Bubba McDowell announced.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to just kind of go over the quarterbacks, right? Oh, wait, I forgot to announce this. I'm sorry. So we have a couple of players that made the 53-man roster. Dr. D had came up before I could announce that. So maybe I should just read some of them. So this is from HBCU Premier Sports and More. They basically named a lot of the the NFL players who are from HBCUs, and they made the roster. So congratulations to cornerback, kick returner Brandon Codrington from North Carolina Central University. He made the Buffalo Bills initial 53-man roster. Quentin Bell, linebacker from Prairie View A&M, made the 53-man roster. Kansas City Chiefs initial 53-man roster. Congratulations to safety Brian Cook from Howard University. Kansas City Chiefs initial 53-man roster. Congratulations to cornerback Joshua Williams from Fayetteville State University. The New York Giants initial 53-man roster for the 2024 season. punter Jamie Gillen from University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Carolina Panthers initial 53-man roster, linebacker Claudin Churlis from Alcorn State University. Miami Dolphins initial 53-man roster. Congratulations to offensive lineman Teron Armstead from University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. UAPB got a couple of folks on the NFL roster.
That Armstead dude is big time. He started out in New Orleans and then went to Miami, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, he can play. I saw his whole career. He played when Dooley was the offensive coordinator down there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dallas Cowboys initial 53-man roster. Congratulations to Marquise Bell, the safety from Florida A&M.
Right.
San Francisco 49ers initial 53-man roster for the 2024 seasons. Congratulations to Javon Hargrave from South Carolina State University.
Oh, yeah. Indianapolis
Colts initial 53-man roster. Congratulations to defensive lineman Grover Stewart from Albany State University.
He's from Camilla, Georgia.
The Houston Texans initial 53-man roster. Congratulations to offensive lineman Titus Howard from Alabama State University.
Oh, yeah. I remember when he was at State.
LA Rams initial 53-man roster. Congratulations to defensive back Jacoby Durant from South Carolina State University.
Oh, you know him.
Yeah.
You remember him.
Congratulations to cornerback Isaiah Bolden from Jackson State University. He made the New England Patriots initial 53-man roster.
Right.
The Green Bay Packers initial 53-man roster. Congratulations to running back Emmanuel Wilson from Fort Valley State University and Johnson C. Smith University.
Yeah, I remember him.
New England Patriots 53-man roster. Congratulations to center guard Nick Leverett from North Carolina Central.
Yeah, I remember him.
Indianapolis Colts initial 53-man roster for the 2024 season. Congratulations to defensive end Isaiah Land from Florida A&M. The Detroit Lions initial 53-man roster. Congratulations to defensive lineman James Houston from Jackson State University.
Right.
He should be a defensive end, huh? It says defensive line, but I guess sometimes they do have him playing the inner, but
he's a rush in.
Edge rusher.
Yeah.
The Los Angeles Chargers initial 53-man roster for the 2024 season has been released. Congratulations to wide receiver Brendan Rice, son of Mississippi Valley State and NFL legendary wide receiver Jerry Rice. Atlanta Falcons, congratulations to cornerback Antonio Hamilton from South Carolina State University.
I remember him, yeah.
The Atlanta Falcons initial 53-man roster for the 2024 season has been released. Congratulations to wide receiver Kadero Hodge from Prairie View A&M.
Yeah.
I think that's it for now. So I will say this, that some of the HBCU players, even though they were cut, sometimes they can be signed to the practice squad.
Yeah, the kid from Alcorn was cut, I think. That wide receiver, what's his name? He was doing good for the Falcons. I can't think of, you know who I'm talking about. He was the one that they took the catch from in the Celebration Bowl. Oh, I can't think of his name. The Falcons cut him. He was having a good camp. He was having a really good camp. I thought he had made it.
Well, sometimes they sign them to the practice squad, right?
Yeah, that's right. Sometimes Chris Bland. Thank you, Zach. Yeah, that's right. Chris, I thought Chris
are you in here, Blue? Who is that, Blue?
Yeah, Blue is in there.
No, but so I will say this, because I know Willis Patrick, Jackson State alum, and he transferred to TCU. I want to say he was on the LA Chargers, maybe camp. So I didn't see his name, but like I said, just because, so this is James Houston, he tells this story about how they cut him at first and they signed him to the practice squad and then they elevated him, right?
Right.
So just because you don't see somebody's name, Jarvion Howard from Alcorn, he was in Green Bay. Okay, so I didn't see Jarvion Howard's name. But this is, I am reading from HBCU Premier Sports and More. So they are basically the ones that posted all of the list of players, but that doesn't mean that they are, like, just because they're cut does not mean that they won't be signed to the practice squad. So they might have chances to, you know, be on the practice squad and then get elevated. All right, so now we're going to go to the quarterbacks. Which position do you think is most important?
In football?
Quarterback? Isn't it going to be the quarterback?
Yeah.
Okay, I just, you know.
At one time it was not, because in the old days, quarterbacks used to just hand off. And it was all about offensive line and running backs. But now it's a quarterback. You got to, listen, let me tell you something. If a coach ain't got a quarterback, he going to get fired. He going to get fired.
That's why you do like prime and you bring one with you.
Yeah. But let me tell you something. Pete Thamel, what's the guy? Hey, Blue, what that man named Pete Thamel said today, if Dion lose this year, come back with them 3 or 4 wins, they might pack his bags.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. The guy's name is Pete Thamel. Isn't that Pete Thamel, Blue? What's his name?
Okay, so Mr. Ford, so I'm not, you know, I done already gotten a little bit of mess today with making statements about this, but it's interesting that you say this, because what happened with the media? What happened with the about face?
He found out he ain't bigger than CBS. Okay. That's what he found out.
So we need to be grabbing him a U-Haul.
According to Pete Thamel, if he don't win this year, they gonna be sick and tired. Now he did acknowledge that they have made a lot of money up there in Boulder, you know, paraphernalia and packed crowds and all that stuff, but that winning 3 and 4 games is gonna be real old this year.
Well, no comment. So we're gonna go through our week 1 starters at the quarterback position, right? Because everybody knows that quarterback is going to be central to controlling the game. Are you a game changer or are you a game manager? So, of course, first we're going to go to Jacobian Morgan. He's 6'4", 227 pounds, Canton, Mississippi, Canton High School. His previous school, of course, was Syracuse. Me personally, had Jacobian Morgan not been injured, there's no doubt in my mind that he would have been more than likely in the running for offensive player in the year, possibly, you know, yeah. So he only played in 6 games. He completed 83 of 123 passes for 842 yards. Now, some folks do point out that the games, some of the end games that he was playing in, where he started, that those were against some of the worst teams in the SWAC, like Valley and UAPB. I mean, you could say the same thing about, for instance, Daniel Richardson playing against Norfolk State, right? They're second to last in the MEAC. So you could say, well, his numbers are good because he played a team that's ranked second to last. He finished with 10 touchdowns and 1 interception, a season-long pass of 70 yards, average 140 yards per game passing. So, Mr. Ford, what does Jacobian Morgan need to do this year to be a front runner as a quarterback in the SWAC?
I think it'll be a breakout year for him with TC calling the plays. TC's going to do everything to make him look good. And he's dual threat. He can beat you with his arm and he can beat you with his legs. I expect a big year out of Jacobian. I think he becomes one of the faces of the SWAC this year. I'd be surprised if he doesn't.
Okay. Let's look at the next quarterback. Let me see who I'm gonna pull up here. I mean, we did Daniel Richardson. We don't really need to do him again, do we? You said he was how tall is Daniel Richardson, Mr. Ford?
I don't believe he's 5'10". I don't believe that. I don't. But after looking at him on television, listen, they can do a whole lot more with him. I watched him on television. I was more impressed with him on television when I watched the Sunday than being there in person.
Okay, you know? So does your premise still reign supreme as far as him not being pressured? They weren't blitzing him like that.
Yeah, but one of the things with him having all that experience, I think they need to put more of the play calling in his hands. You know, like Billy Joe used to do. Billy Joe would give the quarterback 4 plays, and it was up to quarterback to pick the right play. I think they should do that with him.
Wait, hold up. Pre-snap reads and all? Do you think he can do pre-snap?
Yeah.
The only quarterback in the SWAC in the last 3 to 4 years, did Akil Glass do pre-snap reads?
Oh, yes. He was one of the best.
Okay, so I'll say Akil Glass and Shador are probably the only 2 that I can recall making pre-snap reads and adjustments on the field without like the coach telling them what to do. Am I wrong?
You don't remember Ken K? You didn't see Ken K?
I said in the last 4 years, Mr. Ford.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Let me go.
Okay, they said that he does have some pre-snap read capabilities.
Does 4 years include Ryan Stanley? Did you see Ryan Stanley?
Who was that, Mr. Ford? I said in the last 4 years.
Is Ryan Stanley been on 4 years?
I don't know who that is. He
played like maybe a year or 2 with Willie Simmons down at Florida A&M.
Florida A&M wasn't in SWAC then.
Right, that's right. They weren't. That's right. You're right. That's right.
That was MEAC.
Yeah,
ain't nobody care. No.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So they said that Richardson has some pretty good IQ. 2 of the touchdown passes were audibles at the line of scrimmage. So when we talk about quarterback battles, right, and we talk about the ability to adjust, so if he feels like it's going to be a blitz, or if he feels like instead of the play call was passing, but we're going to run it instead, the ability to make those adjustments, in-game adjustments, that's going to be a game changer for SWAC play. So he has 286 yards, 73.33 passing percentage, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Cobb dropped about a 40-yard pass. He dropped it on the 2 or 3 yard line.
Ryan Stanley is the white rattler.
Yeah.
The albino rattler?
No, he was Caucasian. He was from South Florida.
No, what I was saying is, have you ever seen an albino rattler before? Have you ever seen one? Here, I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Oops. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Dang, it won't let me show y'all the white rattler. There you go, right there. See it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, back to Mr. Richardson. He had 3 attempts for 32 yards, and average per play is 10.67. So in terms of being dual threat and doing that's wasn't hard to audible against NSU's pass defense. Ooh. If Alabama A&M wins more than 4 games, they'll be doing good. Maynard will be gone midway through the season. Why do people keep saying that? Goodness. Don't be saying that about Maynard.
He was there with his president. I spoke to them at the game.
Okay. Let's see. Prairie View, who's your quarterback? Y'all
That
all up
kid
in the
from
chat.
Houston, the kid that transferred from the University of Houston.
The Cooley guy?
Yeah, they named him the quarterback, the QB1.
What? You said he was good.
Oh, I like him, man. I'm waiting to see that game is Saturday night, right?
Yeah,
I'm waiting to see him.
Are we going to talk about Irv Mulligan not being listed on JSU's depth chart? Ooh.
Oh, really?
Against ULM?
Damn. Is he hurt?
I mean, he was hurt. They better not get rid of Maynard. Okay. So they released the depth chart for ULM, and apparently Irv Mulligan is not on there, but I'm not trying to brag or anything. I don't do that. I'm not that type. I don't have that braggadocious type of repertoire, but our running back room is stout, okay? Let me go ahead. So if he is not on there, maybe they're saving him.
No, he's got to be injured.
Shout out to Jackson State football for having their pictures of all of the players. Shout out to Jackson State football for having them all already uploaded to the portal, the internet. Let me go ahead and drop that for anybody that would like to go ahead and look. So we got Travis Terrell, who's been hailed 3-star running back out of Atlanta, Georgia, that we were able to get. You got Nate Blount. Was Nate Blount committed to go to ULM? I want to say Nate was crystal ball to go to ULM, and he ended up coming to Jackson State. All right, so we got Travis Terrell, Irv Mulligan, JD Martin, Mike Smith, Bryson Moss, Desmond Moultrie, Nate Blount, and Ahmad Miller, and Kobe Boykin, also a highly touted running back from Los Angeles, California. Ezekiel Johnson, Amari Matthews. Dang, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, that's a deep room.
That's 11 running backs.
That's a deep room.
Anyway, yeah, so Irv is out for a game or two, so moving right on.
He's got to be injured.
Right, but I guess Prairie View doesn't. Okay, so you said Cooley. Let me go to Prairie View's website and see what they got going on, because you talked really highly about this quarterback.
Oh, you'll see him.
But then you said that the game was going to be close.
Well, you'll see that guy. You'll see him.
Okay, shout out to Prairie View. They have their roster up and their pictures posted as well. So shout out to Prairie View. Let's see. Lucas Coley. Is it Coley or Cooley? Okay, so he's a grad student as well.
Yeah.
So we have some seasoned quarterbacks, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
So
that kid can play.
Quarterbacks that are grad students. So you have Daniel Richardson and you have Lucas Coley.
Yeah.
He's 6'2" and 220 pounds. His hometown is San Antonio, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
He had a solid foundation at University of Houston
and Arkansas, I think.
His most cherished memories on sports is his trip to Arkansas. Okay. Looking ahead, Lucas is driven by the goal of winning a Super Bowl and aspires to excel in either NFL or commercial real estate.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have any of his stats. So you're saying that he had a big impact at Arkansas? Let me see.
No, he transferred from Arkansas to Houston, I think. And
well,
from
I
Houston,
don't know his stats. Let's see. So I don't really see that many stats on here, but it says that he appeared in one game in 2023, played 3 snaps versus Cincinnati. He played as a redshirt freshman. He spent 2021 season at Arkansas, but he didn't see any playing time. So overall, there's not that much stats on Lucas Coley.
Just go and look at his film. He's got film.
Practice film?
Yeah, I thought I saw some high school film, and I saw some films at, was it University of Houston? I know I saw a lot of high school film.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna be heard from. I'm gonna tell you, I'd be surprised if this guy is not heard from. This guy here, he's got some things going on. He's got some stuff that you can't coach.
Blue over here dropping tea.
What Blue talking about?
He over there dropping all the Jackson State tea. He said Quay Davis and BJ Washington didn't win the starting job.
Okay, Quay Davis is at Southern, right?
No, Quavion Davis was the I want to say he's an offensive lineman. BJ Washington is the DB, defensive back.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, when they release these depth charts, it's against ULM. You just really don't know what Coach TC or the defensive coordinator, what their safety, what their play is looking like, right? We don't know what type of tricks they have up their sleeve, what type of strategy they're utilizing going into this game. So the reason why folks are in an uproar is because the starting offensive line position, it was given to the young man that when we played against South Carolina State, he was exposed. And then when we played against Florida A&M, we basically struggled drastically, right? Cameron James. But kids grow, they develop, and so there's that.
That kid on the other side of Kendall Bowler got beat up. Norfolk picked on him too.
You said that they need to be throwing his way on.
He got picked on. He was the opposite corner of Kendall Bowler.
All right, let's look at some more quarterbacks. All these folks in the chat, they don't want to they don't even want to say who their quarterback is in the chat. Texas Southern, who your quarterback?
And you say it's not that kid from last year?
Sutton, who's your quarterback? Since it's not
Southern
Noah.
is Noah Biden.
They did give it to him?
Yeah, they gave it to him.
All right, let's look up Noah. TC
one thing Noah's going to be able to do is Noah's going to, with Totten on that staff and Fred and them, Noah's going to be going up top. He's going to be trying to hit people in space. He's going big. He's going
big time?
Well, he's going to throw deep a lot. He's going to throw over the top.
Well,
I already know that.
I feel like this is a great starter game for him. McNeese, right?
Yeah.
376 yards last year, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. You know, Noah didn't get a lot of playing time.
No, he just wanted to buy you Classic for him.
I mean, that's good, ain't it?
Yeah, that's enough, baby. That's one of the reasons he's starting.
It was a close game versus Alabama State. They only lost by 4 points.
Who was that?
Southern, when they played Alabama State last year.
Yeah, but he didn't start, did he?
No, he didn't play in that particular. It said that he had 1 attempt.
Okay.
I'm just reading stats, you know, just checking it out. So there's a lot of quarterbacks who don't have that many stats, right? So I remember you said you felt like it was going to be a newcomer to the SWAC that was going to really take over.
Yeah, it's going to be all around. It's going to be new play. Now, I done told you, I don't. FAMU has a star in that running back room. That kid is the 3rd string running back. He's wearing 23. That kid's gonna tear up the SWAC this year.
Who gonna tear it up?
He was wearing 23 for FAMU at the Norfolk game. He was their most impressive back to me. Now somebody said they think he transferred from UM, from the Hurricanes. But that kid is gonna be tough, man.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
got Franklin. That's his name, Franklin.
I did.
Yeah, that Franklin kid is gonna be tough, man. That kid's gonna be a star this year.
Mr. Ford, at this point, FAMU gonna have to show me something. Okay.
Well, they
won the game by 1 point.
Yeah, but like I said, I was very critical after the game Saturday, but I had a chance to rewatch the game on Sunday on television. I'm telling you, FAM should have won that game by 2 touchdowns, at least 2 touchdowns. They should have won. See, Norfolk put their foot on their behind that first half, but they did not FAM out. Second half, that was FAMU. FAMU controlled the second half. I'm telling you, go back and watch the game. That's what I had to do. I was just in shock that Norfolk was playing them like that.
But so was Norfolk playing up, or was Norfolk playing up, or was FAMU playing down?
Well, I thought the first half, Norfolk showed a cohesiveness that FAM didn't have. Then the second half, FAM played off of that resiliency thing. They were down first half. They got the behind kick. Then they come back the second half. And like I said, really, after watching it on television, FAM should have won the game by 2 touchdowns.
Talk about offense. What about that defensive line? Opening
that's
up
what I'm concerned. Listen, that's what I'm concerned about. But the main thing I'm concerned about is
in the middle, Mr. Ford.
Yeah. Now the other thing that concerns me is the adjustment and the coordination of Coach Patterson. I wasn't impressed with it at all. But I was concerned about it at the game, and then I'll come back and look at it on television. And I'm going to say it again to you like I told you Saturday night. Smitty Rock is gone. And this guy here, he's got to improve his play calling. He's got to improve his adjustments.
Mr. Ford sounded like Trump.
Oh, Lord. That sounded like Trump.
They said both their offensive line and defensive line is soft in the middle. They said it's like soft serve ice cream, Mr. Ford.
No, well, here's the thing. Here's the thing that I didn't see. If you're going to run that 4-2-5, you got to disguise some things up there. And Smitty Rock did that. I didn't see it Saturday night.
You talking about disguise the weakness in linebackers, picking up the.
Well, you got to have people coming, but the offense can't ever know where they're coming from. When you blitz, it's got to be a blitz that's disguised.
They said,
And the other thing I thought he should have did, I thought he should have played those DBs because he playing with 5 DBs.
Okay, so what I was told is that some of the FAMU starters wasn't playing in that game. That on defense.
Okay. Which ones was it? Do you know?
You supposed to be bringing me the street committee tea, Mr. Ford.
I don't know. All them guys I saw. Now, one thing I noticed with FAMU, and I did see it watching the game yesterday. Sunday. They're a little too small in the middle. They got one guy from Georgia State, not Georgia State. He's from Kennesaw State, and he's getting too much playing time. They got to mix in. They got to rotate with him. They can't just, it's too many people going to give him a royal ride every time. I think he was wearing 90. I think his number was 90.
The only reason why you would need 5 DBs is if you're against a quarterback that you feel like is going to throw it like that.
Yeah, it was. Listen, the 4-2-5 was created.
There's like Swiss cheese all
No.
in the middle.
Listen, the 4-2-5 was created in the NFL during the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. And it was because the NFL was embracing a lot of the spread principles. You know, when June Jones and all them people came into the league as offense coordinators, they wanted more DBs because the spread could isolate linebackers. And the linebackers didn't have a chance against those inside slots. So that's why they came up with the 4-2-5. It was to help them defend the spread offense.
We in the HBCU.
Yeah, but they run. But listen, a lot of people in HBCUs run spread.
As long
they
as
run with 3 and 4 wide receiver sets.
3-3-5. Please don't do that to me.
Yeah, I don't ever want to see it in my life. That 3-3-5 is the reason y'all lost that Alcorn game and the reason you lost that Alabama State game.
Well, when I asked Coach TC, he said that they didn't have the personnel for it and they were disguising that.
Listen, he rectified that. Listen, y'all got about 15 linebackers, if not more. Listen, y'all got about 15 linebackers. Y'all ain't never got to run no 3-3-5.
Please don't do it.
Don't ever have to do that again.
It was Buddy Ryan and the Chicago Bears. I was gonna say the Chicago Bears. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be interesting. So nobody else named their quarterback in here for me to look up. I mean, I can't do it all by myself. Y'all in here talking mess about slow linebackers and folks being soft in the middle, and nobody else named their quarterback QB1. Why y'all hiding? Why is it a secret?
Well, who's going to be the quarterback at Alabama State? It's going to be the kid from Texas Southern, right?
I mean, okay. A&M is starting Quad Brown. Okay.
Listen, Quad Brown was nice when he was at Georgia State.
Okay.
Quad Brown was nice at Georgia State. I remember him. He was about 6'5".
They call him Quad Brown because he's the 4th. His Cornelius Brown the 4th. Quad Brown, right?
He can play, I can tell you that.
He's from Calera, Alabama, 6'5", 210 pounds.
He can play, I'm telling you. I saw him at Georgia State. He can play.
Coach Maynard likes those tall quarterbacks.
Everybody likes tall quarterbacks.
All right. So he's an upperclassman as well, too. I don't know why it says junior. Let me see.
Who is this?
Why does it say junior? He's got career stats from 2019. How is he a junior? Unless he redshirt.
I know he's a dual threat. He can run it and throw it.
So he's 6'5", 210 pounds, and you're saying he's dual threat?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what happened with him at Georgia State. But when I saw him at Georgia State, I thought he was going to be there for some years to come. But then he left and went to, was it Tennessee Martin? I think he left and went to Tennessee Martin or somewhere.
Well, his postseason stats only have him at 38 yards and 1 interception. It does say he was at Georgia State.
Yeah, he looked good at Georgia State.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, 39% completion in 2019, 58.6 in 2020, 51.9. UT Martin, he was 33%, but when he got to Alabama A&M, he was 58.3. So it's at this point, it's time to shut up or put up, right? This is do or die right now. This is a big season for Alabama A&M.
Yeah, he got to win. He's got to win.
Okay, he got the COVID year exemption.
Who was that?
Somebody in the chat said Quad Brown was in college with me. He shouldn't even have eligibility. He got the COVID year.
Yeah.
It said Quad Brown was OVC champion. So Tennessee Martin was the champions for their particular conference, right? The OVC. But
Yeah.
he wasn't playing that much that year. But yeah. If that line can't block, he's going to get killed just like Glass did. Boy, Alabama A&M got whooped so bad. It was terrible. Poor Akil, he couldn't get. I'm talking about when Jackson State came there and put 61 on him. So okay, so we got Quad Brown. So we did Quad Brown, Jacobian Morgan, we did Cooley, we did Daniel Richardson. Does anybody else want to bring their quarterback to the front? We did Noah Bawden.
Okay, who's going to get the job? Who's going to get the job at Bethune-Cookman? Is it going to be the kid from Oklahoma?
Let me see. Let's see. So right now they have Cameron Ransom was a quarterback from McNeese State. Micah Bowens was a quarterback from Charlotte. Luke Sprague.
That's a kid from Oklahoma. Yeah, that's a kid from Oklahoma, that one from Charlotte.
Is that the one that's going to start?
I don't know. That's why I'm trying to say to have their announced.
Bethea is the quarterback from Delaware State. And then Charles Brooke Jr. is the quarterback from Virginia Lynchburg.
Yeah.
And then Nassim Diaz. He's a freshman, so it's probably not him. But
so I felt that if they got a quarterback down there at Bethune-Cookman.
The coach didn't say.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So said Brass tried to tell me how it was pronounced, but he didn't actually tell me how it was pronounced. He didn't say whether it was Coley or Cooley. The year they won the OVC, he played in 7 games for 4 for 12, 37 passing yards, and 35 rushing yards.
Okay.
So Miles Crawley, of course. I remember you in the summer, you was like, they've been brought in 2 quarterbacks and it's a battle. He hasn't won it yet. But they're saying Miles Crawley's gonna be QB1.
Yeah, I'm quite sure he is.
So this particular quarterback has had the most SWAC experience minus what? Noah Biden?
Yeah, Antonio, he was the man when I was in college. I met him. I went up to Nashville. I met him. He actually signed with Jackson, and Tennessee State took him from Jackson. I'm trying to think. I used to know his hometown in Mississippi. Yeah, I met him. I took pictures with him and everything. He started as a freshman at Tennessee State. He was the truth.
Don't cry when A&M beat FAMU. Coley, not Cooley. Okay. Lord have mercy. Okay, so Miles
Gulfport,
Crawley.
that's right. He's from Gulfport.
Who is from Gulfport?
We called him Joe 747 Adam. Boy, you talking about was pretty. Oh, he was about 6'4" and could throw it, baby. He used to have the tassels on his shoes like Ali. You know how Ali used to fight with tassels on his shoes?
Do you remember that? No.
Listen, this guy used to have tassels. Back then, Tennessee State was known for the 7-step drop, and he could do it just like Joe Namath. He was the truth. They wouldn't give him a shot in the NFL. They made him go to Canada.
You know who you don't be bragging on?
Who?
Grambling.
Why you say that? I can brag on Grambling all the time. What are you talking about?
No, you don't. You know more about FAMU than Grambling. What they
I know a lot about a lot of schools.
Mr. Ford, what you know about Grambling's offense? You ain't, or you just keeping it a secret from us?
No, listen.
They ain't got no Grambling alums
I
over there on
told you before you won't listen to me. I'm telling you now, whatever Grambling has now, a year or two from now, they're gonna be 10 times better. Because one thing Mickey Joseph and that crew Dooley and them can do, they can recruit boys now. So I told you this summer. I said beat Mickey Joseph now, beat Chennis Barrett now. Because once he been in there about a year or two, you ain't gonna be able to handle them people. Because they gonna get them boys.
Yeah, they said you holding all the tea on Grambling. You ain't telling us nothing. You done broke down
I'm telling you now,
7 different ways.
Whatever Grambling does, whatever they do this year, in a year or two, they're gonna be 10 times better.
They said as long as he got Dooley over there, it's gonna be trash.
No. Dooley's always been a good offense coordinator. I'm telling you. He just doesn't impress me as a head coach, but as an offense coordinator, he's outstanding.
Somebody in the chat reminiscing about the glory days because they know Tennessee State ain't hitting on. Okay.
Yeah.
What's up with Tennessee State not being able to convert? Is it because they in the OVC? What is
Thank you. They trying to trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
Yes, Mr. Ford is a Clark Atlanta graduate and then a Grambling graduate.
Proud of it.
And proud to be a Tiger.
Yes. I was there when Coach Robinson broke Bear Bryant's record.
So someone in the chat said that they need Jackson State back in the Southern Heritage Classic. What do you think about that, Mr. Ford?
I don't see how it's gonna survive without Jackson. I really don't. I don't see how it's gonna survive. Just like in Miami, they need FAMU back in that Orange Blossom Classic. They also need FAM to play in that revitalize the Bowl City Classic in Jacksonville.
Tell them just give me my money. Yay! Just give us some money. Yay! Give Tennessee State some money.
Yeah.
They just go accept whatever. You're gonna have to pay for that. So I think I want to do Valley's QB. Let me do Valley.
Who's Valley QB?
I'm getting ready to pull him up.
Okay.
Getting ready to pull him up. I want to say if it's the same quarterback from last year, then folks might be in trouble now. That he was pretty good quarterback.
I'm surprised Alabama State hadn't named that kid from Texas Southern, the quarterback.
Andrew Body, it's Andrew Body.
Yeah, that's what I'm just wondering.
You know who it is. They've been that it's Andrew Body. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah. It's to Jarian Williams, the 6'3", 240-pound sophomore from Aliceville, Alabama.
Oh, okay.
He's he was a 2023 Jerry Rice Award watch list last year, Jerry Rice Award finalist last year. And he, not much of rushing statistics in the way of rushing. But that's who is named the quarterback. So who is Tennessee State's quarterback? Antonio Hampton.
Isn't it Braylon Ellis?
How many years they gonna use him? Did they build an offensive line for him?
That's Blue. How many years he got left?
Blue, how many years are they going to still keep using Braylon Ellis and not being able to convert? Or did they get some more new blood in there? Did they recruit a better offensive line? Do they have a good quarterback in the event of a injury? Like, what's going on? Because what happened was last year they were doing well, but then there was injuries, and it basically broke the rest of the season. Mr. Ford went to Grambling. I thought he graduated from Freaky and Musty University. Mr. Ford, why do folks think you graduated from FAMU? We don't need y'all. Some of our fans think we need SWAC validation. Who is this? I hope they're not from the MEAC talking like that. Who is this? All right, Mr. Ford, do you have any hot takes for this week's events? Of course, I'm thinking about Thursday.
Listen, I'm gonna be a couch potato from Thursday to Monday night. I'm gonna be watching so many games. Of course, Thursday, I'm hoping that North Dakota State proves everybody right.
Not you.
Yeah. I want them to take down the liar. And let's see.
The liar?
Yeah, the liar. Okay, now what about Friday night? Do we have a Black College game on Friday night?
Let me pull up the SWACs. Oh, do you have any questions for the coaches for next week? So I'm gonna get those questions. I will be on the SWAC call on Monday.
Oh, okay.
Don't be asking no outrageous questions now, Mr. Ford. I'm already skating on thin ice.
No. Well, let me watch the games, and then I'll probably have some questions then.
All right, so I do have the schedule. There isn't any Friday games.
Okay, so now I know we got an HBCU Go game Saturday at what time?
Let's see. Get a list of these games. All right, so Thursday's game, this game schedule is compliments of the SWAC. We have Thursday night, of course, we have Jackson State at ULM at 6 p.m. Central.
Okay.
UAPB versus Arkansas at 6:30 p.m. Central, and then Alcorn at UAB at 7 p.m. Central. And then you said the Colorado versus North Dakota State University. That starts at 8 p.m.
Okay.
On ESPN.
Okay, now give me the Saturday schedule, SWAC Saturday schedule.
SWAC Saturday. Oh, you want to have a recap at that night? I can't do it that late though, because on Sunday I'll be making that announcement on Saturday. All right. So you got FAMU versus them South Carolina State Bulldogs.
There's a lot of eyes gonna be on that game. A lot of eyeballs gonna be on that game.
If you're gonna go somewhere like Cascade, you gotta go during the middle of the day, like around 12.
Before 12.
Oh, you gotta go before 12?
Yeah, I gotta go before 12 because I gotta be in because I am gonna start off with Georgia. Let's see, it's Georgia Clemson. That's at 12 noon, right?
Dang. I'm not watching none of them games because it'll be too
Yeah,
many.
because I want to see Dabo get. I want Dabo to get beat to death, and they can call Trump.
Oh. So you really gonna have a whole day of football?
Oh yeah. Listen, I got Thursday. I got games Friday. I want to watch. I got games all. I'll be Saturdays all day in front of the TV, and then I got Sunday.
Tennessee State at 5 as well.
Yeah, because I got to see that Alabama State.
That's on Sunday.
No, right, I got to see that, and then I know some games on Monday. I want to watch.
Who plays on Monday? That must be
somebody played Monday night, right?
I don't know who this is. Okay, let me pull up HBCU Go schedule. Oh, it should be on there on the picture. Let me see. Oh, they don't have it on there. So the 2024 football schedule, they have Clark Atlanta at Fort Valley State, Virginia Union at Kentucky State. They don't actually have a game this coming weekend. So HBCU Go does not, I mean, when I say they don't have a game, what I mean is they don't have a SWAC or MEAC game. It's Clark Atlanta at Fort Valley State at 1 o'clock on Griot, and Virginia Union at Kentucky State.
I'll watch that. Now you say Clark and
Fort Valley State. You can watch on Griot.
That's 1 o'clock.
Yes, on yes, that's at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, that'll be
on Saturday.
Right, that's Coach Gibbs introducing himself. No, but I think Gibbs already knows Teddy Keaton, because Keaton was at Allen University.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they know each other.
And then, so their first games that they're going to be showing on HBCU Go is the following week, which is Savannah State at Southern University.
Oh, yeah, I'll try to watch
7
that.
p.m. And then Tuskegee University at Grambling State. One of them's going to be on the Griot, and one of them's going to be on HBCU Go.
Yeah. The main game for me,
they are hosting the Southern Heritage Classic.
Yeah, the main game for me Saturday is going to be that FAMU South Carolina State game. I think that's ESPN Plus, I think.
Yeah, it's ESPN Plus.
Yeah, that's the big game. I think a lot of eyes are going to be, because now I was told this weekend a lot of people watched that Norfolk FAMU game.
It was roughly I think 1.2 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people watch that game.
I also wanted to say there's a lot more viewers that are not necessarily into HBCU football, but they're betting the game because they're betting on either they're taking the underdog or they're taking the favorite. There was after we got off the show the other day, I went to a YouTube link that Doc sent me, and it was Hawaii versus Delaware State. Do you know Delaware State was hanging in tough there for a minute there?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that.
There was over 3,000 people watching that game.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And it was half of them were rooting for Delaware State. Of course, they're rooting because they want them to cover the spread, but nonetheless, we've got additional eyes on us because now they're including HBCUs, especially when they play the larger FBS teams, but they're including us in sports betting. So you're going to get a lot more eyes that way. Yep.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm going to watch that FAM game, and hopefully I'll get a chance to watch that game out of Texas.
Yeah, that Jackson State versus ULM game, that is going to be a late game.
Well, I'll watch it maybe at
7. Yeah, it starts at 7 Eastern.
And that's now that's ESPN Plus, or what is that?
Yeah, that's ESPN Plus.
Okay.
But I'm excited, right?
Yeah, I am too. I think they should win it.
I might have to, if Jackson State get up there, I might be going live, talk my mess.
Yeah.
But other than that, I enjoyed you coming on as always, Mr. Ford. And
let's just hope that Howard University can march at least 150 pieces.
Mr.
Like
Ford,
he said, you got 10,000 students there. We can please give us 150 pieces, because when they came out at the Celebration Bowl, they did look like a middle school band. Matter of fact, the middle school that I work in, our band is bigger than that.
Mr. Ford, you do not know the amount of drama that you caused asking your question yesterday. You don't even know, because I mean, you're on Twitter, but you ain't on Twitter. Baby, they was the reason why those two astute, educated gentlemen came on here is because they was clowning on Twitter.
Well, listen, you got 10,000 students at Howard. You can't give me 150 pieces.
It's scholarships and the president, and there's a whole lot.
You got a $900 million endowment. You can't have 150-piece band. You can't give me 20 trumpets, at least 10 snares, 15 tubas. You can't give me that. You got a $900 million endowment, and you can't give me 20 trumpets, at least 15 tubas, 10 snares. Come on.
Where the woodwinds at?
That's what I'm saying. Now, listen, and let me say this to you, Howard University folk. If you want a band director, his name is Eddie Ellis. Go get Eddie Ellis.
Wait a minute. Why are you trying to vacant the? It's not about the director, the band director. Don't be trying to.
I'm just saying, if you want to, but let me just tell you this: if you want to compete against the 100 and the Boom and the Jukebox and World Fame down at Grambling, go get Eddie Ellis. Go get him. Go get him. I guarantee you, it won't take him 2 years. He'll have them right. But you got to give him 150 pieces.
At 150?
Huh?
So somebody gave the example or idea that maybe if there is a situation where there is like only 80 people, that maybe they could invite the high school bands to join in or something. Maybe.
Yeah. Like I said, you got $900 million. Give me 150 pieces. You got $900 million in your endowment. One of your alums is getting ready to be the president of the United States. And you can't give me 150 pieces? You got 10,000 students.
And by the way, you just starting to mess right back on over again. So, yeah.
How you gonna fix it? You done messed me up to tell this business. I done called the police because I'm doing a refund. A refund is due unto me. Don't feel like I just been abused out here today. God ain't pleased with this. You can't do the Saints like this. Oh, I don't even know if I'm gonna sit out here till the police come. I'm gonna sit out here till the police come. I'm doing a refund.
So, Mr. Ford, do you take back what you said when you said that Smitty gone?
Smitty Rock is gone, baby.
Does that still stand?
Yeah.
Smitty gone! He gone!
Willie gone and Smitty Rock gone too. Because he knew how to run that 4-2-5. He knew how to make them adjustments. He didn't take him a half. He would make it immediately. You cross that line of scrimmage on fam. Smitty was gonna make them adjustments. Yeah, Smitty is gone. Smitty Rock is gone.
Oh Lord! All right, let me stop riling you up. Don't you got school tomorrow?
Yeah, I got school tomorrow.
You over here clowning, Mr. Ford.
I just want Howard to have 100. Listen, it's the richest HBCU in America. It's in Washington, D.C.
Oh God, please.
All I want is 100 and listen, I go low as 130 pieces. Give me 130 pieces.
130.
25 trumpets, 10 snares, 20, can I go 15 tubas? Yeah. Give me that.
All right.
Okay.
They gonna work on it. They're gonna work on that. They said you ordering the band like you ordering some wings. Let me get 25 lemon pepper wings, 25 honey hot, 10 garlic parmesan. I want 10 original hot, ranch on the side.
Man.
25 honey hot.
But he said at one time they had 200 pieces.
That
Remember
was in
he said
the 90s.
that? Yeah.
You don't understand the drama and strife that you cause on the internet with your question. Fried hard, Mr. Ford. They want you ordering the band like you ordering some wings from Wingstop.
And I'm like, the guy said if Bethune-Cookman can have 300 pieces, you telling me Howard can't have it?
They were saying that it's harder to get into Howard. They don't have enough. I don't know. I was told that the band can be treated similar to how the football team is treated and all the other athletics, meaning you don't necessarily have to have a 4.0 or a 5.0 GPA and a perfect score on the SAT because you are providing the music and the band.
Listen, I got to go. When you coming back?
I told you when I'm coming back on Saturday, unless on Thursday if we winning.
Okay, if y'all winning Thursday, we'll be up. What time you come on about 8 now?
You said come on about 8?
Yeah, so we can narrate the game.
All right, got you.
Okay. All right, listen, everybody have a great night. And hopefully I get a chance to see everybody, talk to everybody Thursday.
Be blessed.
Okay.
Enjoy the rest of your week.
All right. Bye-bye.
Lord, you know that Mr. Ford gonna clear it out before he leave with some mess and leave me in shambles. Do you hear me? In shambles. In shambles. And then I get called the messy one. It wasn't me. I let the people that are in the chat, if they want to come up here and say they piece, they can come say they piece. Y'all have a good night. And I will be with Jackson State in spirit and in truth with my Jackson State gear on and my pom-pom for Thursday. Yeah, he got it all stirred right back on up. Stirred it right back on up. We just solved the issue, and here he come back again talking about he want 130 pieces. Y'all, everybody have a good night. And football is back, y'all. I'm excited.
It made it big time.